question, and he added quite a bit more.
A
Mr.
strong
Tiffany.
yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Major Franklin, there's an organization or a publication, safehome.org. They listed Baltimore as the deadliest large city. Are you aware of that?
I'm not aware of that report. Or
Yeah, they just last year, was in 2024, it just surpassed Memphis and Detroit. Mr. Holman, when a detainer has been issued, isn't that as a result of someone committing a crime?
ICE is reaching out to them to get them in custody, and they're on the radar likely because a crime was committed. That's why they're in that local jail.
So federal money flows to jurisdictions around the United States at taxpayers' expense to try to fight crime. Should taxpayers continue to fund sanctuary jurisdictions?
No, not at all. If you are in defiance of federal law and you're not working with federal law enforcement, you shouldn't receive a darn dime. Again, there's a lot of cooperative jurisdictions out there under President Trump. The 287G agreements that we're seeing, kind of the opposite of a sanctuary jurisdiction, has skyrocketed since President Trump took office. Those jurisdictions should be rewarded and helped for acting in accordance with federal law.
Should federal facilities be moved out of jurisdictions that are sanctuary cities?
If you're talking detention facilities or something like that, a lot of them.
Let me give you an example, and I'm going to ask Mr. Chairman to introduce this letter I sent to Doge with ask unanimous consent to enter that letter. But anyhow, I sent a letter. The SBA is moving facilities out of Boston, which is a sanctuary city, and I sent a letter to Doge saying, would you look into Dane County, Wisconsin, which is Madison? Would you look into moving facilities out of there if they're going to continue to be a sanctuary county? Do you think that's appropriate?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Sheriff, so I mentioned Dane County, Wisconsin, and there was a situation where a gang member from Venezuela, Tren de Aragua gang member, he was charged with false imprisonment and battery in Dane County last year, went on to Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin, which is about 100 miles from Madison to Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin, over on the Mississippi River. And this gang member was charged with domestic violence, sexual assault, child abuse, and strangulation by the Prairie du Chien Police Department. Does it surprise you that another community is affected when there is a sanctuary community that is not honoring ICE detainers?
No.
Does it make it more dangerous for people throughout the region, not just, let's use this example of Dane County, Wisconsin, does it make it more dangerous for people throughout a region as a result of having these sanctuary policies?
I think like the gentleman over here said earlier, I think every situation is different, every location is different, every circumstance is different. But I do think the policies matter, and the policies that we're faced with in sanctuary policy is it's too hampering for the situation that we're dealing with on the ground.
Ms. Carter Walters, so you know that Wisconsin is just north of you in Chicago, and I just cited Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin is 100 miles from Madison, Wisconsin, and Kenosha, Wisconsin is only 64 miles north of Chicago. Should people in Wisconsin be concerned about the sanctuary policies that are in Chicago?
Exactly, because they don't just stay in Chicago. They're in Indiana. They're all in the suburbs. So yes, they definitely should be afraid.
Why in the world do civic leaders like Mayor Johnson want to advance policies like this that not only make their own city less safe, but the entire region less safe?
Because we believe that that's how they're funneling money and stealing our tax dollars. So that's why we are demanding a forensic audit on how a breakdown of how those funds were allocated, because we have yet received anything of a breakdown to show how our tax dollars were spent. So yes, we believe that's how they're funneling the money, and that's why we're asking for a forensic audit, and we want arrests being made.
Mr. Chairman, I think these witnesses make the case so well that it is not just the sanctuary community that is being affected by these policies that they are implementing. It's an entire region. Most of the people of Wisconsin are affected as a result of what's going on in Dane County, Wisconsin, and Chicago, Illinois. It is time for this to stop, and there needs to be consequences for what is going on with these sanctuary communities. I yield back.
Gentleman's time has expired. Mr. Raskin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Major Franklin, you're famous in Maryland